What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Charles Enoch, and this is the first episode of my debt payoff journey. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so we can get this out to the masses. So every Saturday, I'll be going over what income I received and what expenses I had to pay for the week. I'll then be showing you guys what methods I'm doing to pay down the current debt I have. So let's dive into it and see what happened the first week of the new year. Let's go. So welcome everybody to my debt payoff journey. I decided to have or make an Excel spreadsheet kind of customized for me. So pretty much there's going to be three different tabs here at the bottom to kind of relay income, resources, cash flow, and pretty much how I'm going to be paying down my debt. So the first column or the first tab that you guys see is the monthly calendar tab, and it's just kind of a rough overview of what I expect in regards to the income coming in and then what's due on my credit cards here. So we're going to be doing a week at a time here. So the first week of this calendar year is going to be December 31st through January 6th here. So pretty much we see that have some credit cards due, and then the paychecks are pretty much just the W-2 working income that me and my spouse get. So paycheck one would be me, paycheck two would be her here. So it just gives a quick rough overview. So we'll go to the next tab here, which is going to be the income and expenses. So we'll start at the top. Like I said, the calendar year, December 31st through January 6th is what we're going to be looking at here. So if we go down, it kind of gives a visual in regards to the income that I receive this week here. So paycheck one, 2,557. Paycheck two, my spouse's paycheck. She works off and on, so really not like a planned income. So pretty much however many hours she works or whatnot, she'll usually get paid between those two calendar days. If she doesn't work, then she doesn't get paid here. So for paycheck one, we have my planned net income of that 2,500 and what I got actually. We actually did get some rental income in for this first week, and I'll actually be doing another video kind of breaking down the rental income. Pretty much I have 5 properties, 3 on the Kansas side and 2 on the Missouri side of Kansas City here. So pretty much we'll be going through the ins and outs and kind of break down the income and expenses. And I think it will be definitely helpful for individuals that want to see kind of what the day-to-day life is in regards to being a landlord, what you have to deal with, and, see if that's something that you want to get into here. But we're just keeping it simple in regards to the income that I got here. So pretty much the planned income around $2,800. We didn't get the actual planned income. So I think it's probably about like a $40 difference. So there was some expenses unexpected expenses that we had to pay for here. So pretty much the total that we got of income for this week, $5,305. And pretty much what I do, especially with the velocity banking strategy, I'm going to put all that money that I get, I pretty much transfer it into the home equity line of credit, so it can kind of reduce the interest being accrued, since that's pretty much what I want to pay down, along with some credit cards that we'll see in the next tab here. So the next set of columns is the expenses. So let's take a look at the expenses for the week here. So we can see I have it broken down by method of payment as well too. So for the Discover card, we have Walmart, Popeyes, Amazon Prime, Target, and it looks like a water bill. For the utilities, I have it auto pay, so it automatically just comes out of the credit card. Everything else, usually the wife, she goes shopping for the groceries. When we do go to work, we usually spend on food like Popeyes or whatnot, and sometimes we kind of splurge on some items for Amazon there, so you can kind of see that. So for Capital One, we had some stuff for the rental expenses. Again, we kind of get into the nitty gritty. I'll do another video for the income for the rental and the expenses to kind of break that down. So it looks like we have trash for the utilities, and then it looks like we have just kind of some personal food that we bought probably while we were at work or whatnot. And for the Amex card, it looks like we're paying Hulu off of that bill. I know the specific Amex card I have, they give, I think it's like a $10 discount every time that you do pay with the Amex card. So pretty much that's kind of why we use that Amex card here. So there were some other expenses that we couldn't get on credit card because I usually try to get everything onto a credit card or whatnot. As when we do that, we get some bonus points or pretty much cash back, and you can kind of see with every single transaction or purchase. I pretty much just kind of showed you how much I get from every purchase or whatnot, cash back. So for the stuff that I had to pay in cash here, so we have a withdrawal out of the HELOC of $100, I think, for New Year's Eve. Me and the spouse, we went somewhere, and I pulled out some cash just in case we needed that cash there. Northern Mutual, we have life insurance, and so we couldn't pay that as a credit card, so you got to pull cash out. I think I have it on auto pay. And then we had to pay the Amex card, the credit card there. And when we looked at the monthly calendar on the previous tab, let me go back to that. I paid these the Citi and the Verizon card, I believe sometime in December here. So that's why you're not seeing in the expenses that there's a payment there. So the grand total of expenses is $951.42 for this specific week. So out of that $951, $611 was pulled out from the HELOC here. So basically, these three are pulled out from the HELOC. So when we go to the next column, have a brief overview for the week here. So the income, we got $5,300. Expenses, $951, like we talked about. So the cash flow for this week was $4,352.77. So that would be the remainder, what's in the HELOC here. So let's go to the next tab, and get a kind of a bigger breakdown of the debt payoff that I'm trying to do here. So this top row is pretty much the total credit lines that I usually use. I have a lot more kind of credit cards that I don't use or whatnot, but these are kind of the ones that I do use here. So when we look at this, the green is pretty much the credit line that's available. So out of all the HELOCs and the credit cards that I use, you can see that I have available around 35% available to use on the HELOC and all the credit cards. The total debt here, you can see that I've used about 65%. So pretty much leveraged about 65% of the total credit lines. And pretty much I'm trying to, obviously get that paid off here. So let's kind of take a look down here, and it kind of breaks it down a little further here. So if we look at the credit line available, we're going to get those dollar amounts, right? So like the HELOC, have about 34,000 available. The current debt on it 141, and it looks like the credit line, the total credit line amount is 175. So let's kind of just take a look at the breakdown here. So have the HELOC here, statement balance 1,075, and that's the minimum payment here, and that's usually getting paid by the 15th of every month. That is pretty much my goal, is to get that majorly paid down, because that's where a lot of the interest is hitting me here. So the Amazon Prime available is around $4,000. Statement balance $507. I think we did a lot of Christmas shopping with the Amazon Prime card. The Verizon credit line available about $15,000. I think there's $14 of debt on there. Currently, there's no statement balance to pay that $14 off. Have a Capital One card here. Available credit line about $18,600. Statement balance about $1,400. Then we have Citi. Current balance is about $12. Statement balance $8,466.90. Bank of America about $1,000, and then $8,000 owed on it. Wells Fargo $2,700. Statement balance about a little over $10,000. Discover current balance $7,000. Then the statement balance is around $5,000, and then we have the Amex card, which we have about $26,000 of available credit, and the statement balance $7,310.25. So let's take a look at the credit debt line, and this kind of gives the breakdown of what I'm trying to do here in regards to getting things paid down. So obviously the HELOC, that is the big debt amount of that 141. The interest rate currently is 9.24%. And the amount that we use for this week is $611 out of that HELOC here. As we see here, HELOC through Capital One, they have interest rates. And we don't have a 0% interest rate expiration date here. So these ones, the Amazon Prime through Capital One, I will pretty much pay the statement balance, so I don't accrue any of these, any of the interest, because that's a very high interest rate here. So just know that these current debt amounts, they will pretty much get paid off by the end of this month to avoid any interest. Now, the high dollar credit cards that I have with the debt balances, the Citi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Discover, and American Express, they currently have a 0% interest rate, meaning that there's no interest being accrued. And here are the pretty much the dates that the 0% interest rate expires here. So Citibank will be April 24. Bank of America will actually this month on the 25th. Wells Fargo in April. Discover is February of 2025. And American Express will be the end of this year, December 10th of 2024 here. So basically, pretty much I will be using Discover card to really pay for mostly or majority of my expenses moving forward, just because I have an available line of about $7,000, and again, I can just pay the minimum payment, and no interest will be accruing until December of 2025. So what this allows me to do is to put all my income into this HELOC and just keep it into the HELOC while I pay for most of my expenses on a card that has a 0% interest rate. So pretty much I get around, I would say, maybe about 10,000 for the month here. So I'm trying to stuff this 10,000 in and keep as much into the HELOC as possible here. So pretty much what we're looking at here at the end of this month, I will be paying off the Bank of America card by pretty much drawing out the 8,000 from the HELOC and putting that onto the Bank of America card to pay it off and to avoid any interest. But this is going to pretty much leave my home equity line of credit, the debt, going down here. So again, this is why I would be putting majority of my income on that home equity line of credit and then using the Discover card to pay most of my expenses here, because that's pretty much the main goal. I wouldn't be worried about Discover until the end of 2025 here. So I know probably sounds confusing in regards to kind of the long-term strategy or unorthodox strategy, right? By just kind of loading up a card and putting a lot of debt on that to pay off on the front end, the HELOC. But this is why I want to go over it week by week here in regards to pretty much what we're doing here. So again, going back, the cash flow, to put it in simple terms, of 4,352, that was pretty much mostly applied to my home equity line of credit. So the debt amount, the 141, pretty much I put that amount, the 4,000, onto that to pay it down by 4,000 here. So again, it will make more sense, and I'll begin to progress in regards to seeing the home equity line of credit going down, and to actually see that the minimum payment, the interest, will be going down as well too, while I'm just pretty much using my Discover card or one of these three cards that have the 0% interest by putting the expenses on there. Because again, I'm not really worried it's not accruing any type of interest here. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys here. Again, we'll be having a weekly video in regards to the income and expenses, and then so we can kind of throughout the week see everything just kind of go down and hopefully make sense to you guys. But you can see going, my total debt is 182,000 here. So we're definitely wanting to by the end of the year get that down a good margin here. And so we'll see how it goes. Again, you'll be able to see the different forms of income coming in, and kind of get a true realistic view of how to do velocity banking. Again, if you do have any questions, you can definitely email me at investinmyself253@gmail.com if you have any questions. Again, if this was helpful, definitely like, subscribe, share with others, leave some comments, and I will definitely catch you guys next week with another video in regards to my debt payoff journey here. You guys have a good week and peace out.